Oh, how gracious of Meghan Markle to generously promise that she and Prince Harry might grace Nigeria with their royal presence once more, perhaps even deigning to bring along their little ones, Prince Archie and Princess Lilibet. In a stunning revelation on her podcast Archetypes, Meghan, apparently now an expert genealogist, delightfully announced that she's a whopping 43% Nigerian. Because we all know there's nothing quite like discovering one's heritage while on a luxurious royal tour, right? In a letter obtained by the Western Post, Meghan wrote to the Olowu of Iso, Oba Abdul Rashid Akanbi, "Your Imperial Majesty, thank you for your warm welcome to Nigeria. Our visit to Nigeria was important for many reasons, but not least because it gave us an opportunity to explore and understand my heritage, which extends to our children. We look forward to coming back home one day." The Olowu is a traditional Nigerian ruler who met Meghan while she was in the country and bestowed upon her the traditional Yoruba name of Adetokunbo, which left Meghan deeply humbled. Meghan added in her letter, "I am deeply humbled by your blessing of the traditional Yoruba name, Adetokunbo. I treasure the name and appreciate your trust in me to carry it with grace and dignity." It's cringe-worthy to the max. Can't we just address the elephant in the room? Nowhere in that letter is Harry even mentioned. And forget about Invictus. Nada. Zip. Zero. This letter screams Meghan Markle's personal PR campaign. Loud and clear. So, Meghan and her sidekick ventured off to Iwo, where the highlight of their trip unfolded. Meghan snagged herself a traditional chieftaincy title from the Olowu of Iso, Oba Akanbi. For those not in the know, the Olowu is basically a bigwig in Nigerian society, and if that wasn't enough, she got slapped with a Yoruba name. After their jaunt, Meghan felt compelled to pen a thank you note to Oba, expressing gratitude for the name and the hospitality extended to the duo. But hold up, let's set the record straight. This letter is all about Meghan, with no mention of Harry in sight. And seriously? Referring to the Olowu as your Imperial Majesty? Meghan couldn't even call Queen Elizabeth Queen, and Meghan would always call Her Majesty Harry's grandmother. Never once did Meghan Markle refer to the Queen as Your Majesty, but she's throwing around titles like confetti in Nigeria. The sheer absence of humility is astounding. While pretending to express gratitude to the Emperor, Meghan actually uses the opportunity to praise herself. It's as if she believes she's doing him a favor by gracing him with her presence and fishing for compliments about her supposed grace and dignity, qualities she conspicuously lacks. The visit evidently wasn't about the Invictus Games, contrary to initial reports. Shamelessly exploiting the Invictus Games for her own agenda seems to be Meghan's modus operandi. Despite repeated warnings, the Invictus Games organization turned a blind eye to their own detriment. Regrettably, it's the veterans who ultimately suffer. Now, onto the content of the letter itself. Meghan gushes about being deeply humbled by the warm welcome and the bestowed name. Grace and dignity? Yeah, not exactly traits synonymous with Meghan Markle. Oh, but it doesn't end there. Meghan wraps up with a cherry on top, expressing eagerness to return home one day. Newsflash, Nigeria ain't her home. And let's be real, she's probably never setting foot there again. And speaking of home, remember Malta? Yeah, neither does Meghan. Since her little stint claimed Maltese heritage, she's been suspiciously silent on that front. Nigeria was just a means to an end for Meghan, to bask in the spotlight and get the royal treatment she craves.